Hi, I'm Ian Fischer, Creative Director and Co-Founder at C-Prompt Games. Today we're going to be talking about national spirits in Millennia. We wanted to have a system in our game that allowed you to have the Italian cuisine, French wine, German engineering, things that felt kind of like technology centers, Silicon Valley, financial centers, Wall Street. We wanted to be able to get that. We wanted to give players the ability to define their nation as they were playing the game and to be able to author how their nation was going to fit.
When choosing a national spirit, the player has an opportunity to really kind of make their nation different. So when you choose a national spirit, it will unlock different artwork for units or improvements or even resources that you can gather on the map.
Mechanically, national spirits are these smaller tech trees that have, like a regular tech tree, have units and bonuses and buildings that you can unlock through selecting these. So at specific points during the game, you get an option to pick from amongst these national spirits and decide which one you want to plug in to your nation. You can only take one from each one of those sets at the time when you get them. And these are divided up into what we talk about as domains. There are 6 domains in the game. There are government, exploration, warfare, diplomacy, engineering, and arts. Every one of the national spirits has a domain associated with it. So it has content that kind of fits in with that, and it will help you to earn points in that domain. And you spend those points on a number of different things, but one of them is the bonuses that are available in the national spirit tree.
As you play the game, you'll have many opportunities to choose national spirits that forms and drives your nation. We wanted each choice you make to have a visual representation so that everything feels unique. Each game, depending on how you play, depending on how your enemies play, will have a different feel and look to it.
We have a system in place that encourages you through kind of rewards to take ones that haven't been taken by other players, just because we like the diversity of having everybody feel different in there. So essentially, every time someone takes a national spirit, all the other ones get a bonus that grows. So you're more inclined to take one of the other ones. It's nice that you get these at different times, right? You don't pick a nation at the very beginning of the game and have all of your tech and all of the things that your nation is known for and all the things that you can do defined on the first turn of the game. As the game unfolds, you can decide, okay, the way things are going right now, this is going to be better for me, or because of the way the game is played out for me, I end up having a lot of this particular domain, so it might make sense for me to take this national spirit because I'm going to have more points to spend on it, and I can make something better out of it. But where this really starts to shine is kind of the combinatorials, where when you think about the different ages that the game can progress through and how the national spirits can really change combinatorially between the age that you're in and the national spirits that you've selected, how your game can be very different from these. And I remember the playtests that we had where we first saw this start to work and how exciting it was when we saw some pieces come into place. And, so we have this basic setup where we have victory ages in the game. And if you're doing really, really well, there's victory ages that happen before the end of the game. So if you're kind of beating everyone, you're really far ahead. The idea is that we don't want to make you play 300 turns just to get to victory. We give you a chance to get out of the game early if you can win at that stage. So to do this, we're having a play test and we're trying to figure out whether or not this is accomplishable, whether we have this balanced right and something that people can actually do. And we told everybody in that play test to go see if you can make it happen. And we debriefed afterward, and everybody had a different technique that they were following. Everybody had a different schedule of national spirits that they were trying to take, and they had different logic for why they were doing it, and they had different ages that they wanted to progress the game through. Like, I was looking at this, and I knew that in the third age, the standard third age is the Age of Iron, and that's going to move into the Age of Kings. I needed to go from Iron into Kings and to not go anywhere else because I want that conquest victory in 5. And the only way that I can get there is by following that path. A problem that I run into is if I don't play my cards right, I could steer instead Age of Plague. The danger of Age of Plague is that if you don't have enough sanitation, then that's what gets you in trouble. So if I'm trying to boom, I'm trying to build really big, I'm trying to get a large army out there, and I'm kind of neglecting my capital cities and the needs of my people, I have more and more of a risk. And if you don't stay on top of that in that age, you can steer into the plague age. And like I said, we're trying to get into that victory. That would be bad for me. So I'm trying to figure out what national spirits I want to take at that point for my first selection. And I started off, this is a warfare conquest victory, and I started off with some of the early ones that were more war-oriented. So I'm looking at Spartans, I'm looking at Raiders, and those national spirits make some sense when you're going to go get into the military side of things. But the one that actually worked for me when I was testing this out was Mound Builders. One of the things that it has is this bonus on sanitation. So the bonus on sanitation allowed me to put all of my resources into building up the army, and more of my resources into building up my army, and allowed me to kind of neglect that side of the needs on my capital city. I didn't have to worry about going into the plague age because I had taken this, and then I could get into that conquest. And once I was into that age, I could pick another. I could go for my military national spirits on that second selection. I could look for Horde or Shogunate or Crusaders, all of which have a different feel when I get there for how I'm going to push the military.
In the end, we wanted national spirits to be what makes the game unique. Every time you choose a national spirit, you will have unique artwork, unique units, unique improvements that the other players don't have. So they will also make choices that they will have unique artwork that you don't have. So every game will feel and look different and play differently. You will never have a game that plays exactly the same way.